Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The 20th of February is an important and historic occasion in the history of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, as Ahmadi Muslims around the world commemorate the fulfillment of the prophecy of Muslim Maud. Now, Al-Hakam has already published its special Muslim Maud edition, which can be read online. But Al-Fazl will be publishing its edition tomorrow, and inshallah ta'ala it is filled with very, very important and historical material. So we have here in the studio Nuruddin and Fatir, and we will begin with Al-Fazl. So Nuruddin, if you could start off and tell us what's in the headlines.
Yeah, so this is a special Muslim Maud edition, and it's a larger print. So if we go straight to page 2, we see straight away that there is an exclusive interview with His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may Allah be his helper, and he speaks about Hazrat Muslim Maud and following his instructions as well. So that's there for those who wish to read that. If we move forward, skip forward to page to the next page. Actually, there is a special, we can say like an address of Hazrat Muslim Maud, which actually hasn't been recorded in any of his books before. It's called Kya Dunya Ke Aman Ki Bunyadi Side Par Rakhi Ja Sakti. Can the security of the world be placed on the foundations of Christianity? So if we move forward to...
This is something that has never been published
Has never been published before, yeah.
Okay. And just going further with Al-Fazl, there's of course Hazur's engagements throughout the week as well, which are always very, very interesting. There's various articles on Hazrat Muslim Maud radiallahu anhu. One particular one is how Hazrat Muslim Maud radiallahu anhu set up the Jamaat of Sadr Anjuman. And in this article, Hazur, the writer talks about what Hazur gave in terms of guidance for the different departments of Sadr Anjuman as well. And this is a very, very interesting read as well.
Okay, so for Al-Hakam, which will be, of course, is published every Friday, the headline is one which is very, very interesting: security without health and education. But just before we touch upon the headline, we will go into 100 years ago, and that's something which is very, very special.
Yeah.
This edition.
So in this edition, which is actually 100 years ago when it started, we actually have a letter from our missionary, the first missionary who's in the UK, Hazrat Mufti Muhammad Sadiq Sahab. And he gives us a recollection of his experiences when he did actually journey to the UK and the people he met there.
I just briefly wanted to read out a few lines from this article, and from this we can learn the way in which the early missionaries used to do tabligh. So Hazrat Mufti Sahib, was talking to a lady, says that, "You won't be cross," I said to my landlady with whom I had once put up in a seaside town of England. "You won't be cross if I ask you to remove the wooden cross on the chimney piece of my room. I don't like the cross, an instrument used by the wicked people for torturing the holy men of God, as Jesus, his companions, and his followers were." So this demonstrates the fact that he was a Muslim, but he didn't offend his landlady, but at the same time he was able to do tabligh.
And actually, going further into the article, the readers will realize that the lady actually appreciated his way of doing tabligh as well. Apart from that, in Al-Hakam, there's of course This Week in History. Yeah. There's an interesting part about the Prophet Messiah Islam's book, which is called Ijaz al-Masih, which was actually showing the great ability of the Prophet Messiah Islam in the Arabic language as well. There's various prophecies which the Prophet Messiah Islam made as well. For example, another earthquake which he talked about. And of course in Al-Hakam there's all these little short bite-sized pieces of information which people can read and really grasp the history of the Jamaat as well.
Okay, and moving on to, of course, the main page for Al-Hakam, the security without health and education article. So what's that about?
This is a very interesting one as well, Nuruddin. It's about the issue of Pakistan and India right now, which we're seeing in the news.
Tension, yeah.
But it's security without health and education. They're spending so much on security and the military, but the educational rates within Pakistan as well are appalling. And so this piece is about why are they putting so much focus on the military aspect of the nation, and they're leaving aside the children who need health and education.
Of course, this is a unique perspective to the ongoing situations, not just with the India-Pakistan issue, but all of the issues of Al-Hakam try to add a unique perspective, the Islamic perspective, to whatever is happening around the world. So we very much encourage our viewers to obtain these newspapers from the internet and read them. Al-Hakam.org is the website, and Al-Fazl.org is a website for Al-Fazl. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.